And she said, well, are you putting the decimal point in? And I said, oh. And I was completely embarrassed and walked away. This is completely atypical.
Shame it wasn't the other way around, really, eh?
Yeah, too bad. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But anyway,
that actually happened. That actually happened to me. I had a £15 check, 15 decimal point 00, and the bank teller didn't put the decimal point in, so I got £1,500. And it being a bank, I spent it.
yeah,
And they're still chasing me now for it. And if anyone from the bank is watching or listening, good luck with that, getting that back off me.
Yeah, well, I'll give it to them when I shove my boot up their ass if I get a chance.
Oh, screw them, yeah. I get Scott call, I get really weird Scottish people ringing me up, being quite threatening every sort of couple of years, and threatening me with bailiffs and blah, blah, blah. Just try coming in my house, forget about it. I mean, I've got a letter from the teller actually saying, oh, we made a mistake, sorry. Okay, well, I've got the letter, you made a mistake. That kind of money was going through my account at the time. I had an eBay business, running eBay, selling antiquities and collectibles on the internet in an office, and that kind of money was coming through. So, sorry, I had a good time. Yeah. Anyway, getting back on subject. Yeah.
I know we know they're bringing in debtors' prisons and stuff, and
I thought that might come eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going either. We don't owe anything at all, and we don't have anything left because the government stole it all from us when they robbed, crippled, tortured, and tried to kill me in the BC medical system after a motor vehicle accident in 1998 when I was the on-set special effects system on the TV series Crow, Stairway to Heaven.
I'm sorry to hear that, but it is quite common.
Yeah, it's very common. It's called government executive and judicial and regulatory perpetrated medical, legal, insurance fraud and racketeering. It pretty much happens anywhere there's insurance and significant injuries and insurance interests, because they run the medical and legal systems in their entirety and also the in quote unquote insurance and legal system, etc. So they can just shut you down, deny your diagnosis and treatment. So that's what woke me up, and here we are 12 and a half years later. I've been spending 90 hours a week studying this stuff, and there's not much I don't understand about it. It's pretty dark. And if we don't get up and do something right now, despite the consequences to ourselves, it's going to be much, much worse. Like we won't be just doomed; we'll be damned as well.
We're gonna bring in Sean vader924. He's started up his own YouTube channel and he's interviewing people. He's looking for people to interview about chemtrails and the New World Order generally. And he's a young guy, he's a brave guy, and we should give him every encouragement. And please go to his channel, vader924, and like and thumbs up and comment, and let's get this guy moving on YouTube and get him some views. Hello, Sean. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, Sean. How's it going today?
Hello. I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well. We've still got Alex on the line if you guys want to have a quick chat later on, or any questions for Alex. You live in the Oxfordshire area. I hope you don't mind me saying the Oxfordshire area, this county. And you started up your own YouTube channel. You interviewed myself and you're interviewing people. What gave you the idea to start your own channel up?
Well, I sat on a lot of thoughts for a very, very long time, and kept them all to myself. And I saw that other people were speaking out and videoing chemtrails and all sorts of other things, and I decided that I have to do what's right, and that's basically where it all started.
Yeah. Well, you've got a good style. You've got a confident style of interviewing people. Who is it that you most want to talk to sort of get information out there What kind of subjects are you aiming for?
Well, the truth. I mean, for me, it's. I mean, from an early age, I always felt that I was different to everyone else. Didn't necessarily mean that I knew that I was going to go on to do stuff like this, but the subject that I'm most concerned about, that concerns me the most, is chemtrailing. That with a few other things that I'm concerned about with the times that we're facing right now.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people are starting to acknowledge that change is coming, and starting to acknowledge that there is a difference within humanity itself. And that's all I really aim for, is to get the word more out there. And I think people are becoming more alert to things that something isn't quite right.
Yeah, I must admit, I mean, when I was your age, 22 I believe you are, I knew that the Masons ran the show. I just didn't realise that there was an overall depopulation agenda. I thought that's just the way the old boys club did business, Yeah. I went to sleep for another 10 years, went back to work on the buildings and landscaping, and had a good time and partied, and I was warned off talking about the Masons, actually, very directly. They actually tried to turn me a bit lula. It was a psychological operation, basically. Shut up talking about us, Anyway, so I kind of went back to sleep, and it was the chemtrails myself, like you, that kind of woke me up from my slumber again,
Yeah, I mean, sorry, go on, sorry.
Alex, did you want to add something there? Sorry.
Well, yeah, they're definitely the people to be talking about, whether they like it or not, and no matter what they do to us. We're having to communicate this information to everybody, whether they want to hear it or not, as well. And there's an intake, there's a process, like a psychological filter, which when they get this information, they don't exactly understand it. They haven't thought about it enough. There's a period of time it takes for them to process the information and ultimately accept it.
Yeah.
After going on a roller coaster ride from hell, as their
reality
is completely reverted.
Oh, but it makes you stronger, right? Have you found that, Sean, that the more information you get, you go through different levels of dealing with it?
Yes, absolutely. I'll start with saying that when I first became aware of chemtrailing itself, I lived in the Alps 6 months of the year, and at that point I was completely, I suppose you want to call it asleep, I don't know what the term is, but I spent 6 months in the Alps, one of the highest peaks, and really rarely ever see anything on the line of chemtrailing. I came back to the UK and I was absolutely astonished. It was from the first moment that I touched down. The first day back, I thought, what is going on? What are all these lines in the sky? And I completely sort of, I didn't really think about it too much until I started investigating it, and I started coming across all the information, and I thought, blimey, there is something going on, and then I started filming them myself. But this was a long time before I started a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
With the levels of awareness, I've gone through several. I mean, but previous what the other guy was saying, I'm sorry, I'm not aware of who I'm speaking to.
It's Alex Hunter. He does Joker Tattoo channel on YouTube.
Oh, yes, I am. I'm subscribed to him, funny enough.
Superb.
But with the issue of with the information that you take in, absolutely spot on. I mean, absolutely spot on. I find that people take the information in. I've given several people the tools to research this, and they have done. But now, when I speak to them about it, they don't want to know.
I know.
It's like
yeah.
overload. They've shut down, completely shut down. They don't want to know. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to discuss it. It's completely and utterly shut down?
Well, they're gone, unfortunately. Some people want to stay alive and have the strength to deal with the information. Others don't, and I think that's about 60%, 70% of the English population. To be honest, it's sad, but there's not a lot you can do for them. When the Nazi jackboot is on their jaw, then they'll wake up. They'll have no choice. But until then, you have to move on and talk to people who are interested in surviving. You know what I mean, Alex?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's interesting that he said that thing about the Alps, that there were no chemtrails up there. We found that there aren't many chemtrails where there aren't people.
Yeah. Population
Also,
centers. Yeah.
Yeah, also, and so that makes a certain point towards its population reduction. And then there's another one. This thing about the passenger jets, I was very skeptical because here in Canada we only have the U.S. military spraying us in our sovereign skies every day, like hundreds of times a day.
Yeah.
But when Yana came over from Greece, she saw and filmed an EasyJet plane, a passenger jet, spraying a chemtrail. We got evidence of it.
Great, I'd like to see that.
We just don't have the analysis of it yet, or spectrogram analysis or anything, but we've got to get some evidence of these chemtrails, and once we have it, like, we need independent science on it. Once we get that, and I'm sure we can talk to a few independent scientists, there's a few prolific ones out there that are telling the truth. Like, well, let's not mention them, and then we'll go after them and see if we can get them to analyze the stuff. And then once we get some evidence, like, you'd have to be filming the plane and not cut. Maybe have a Learjet or something following or going through the chemtrail.
That's what I've been thinking, Yeah, we must find somebody with a lot of money that has their own jet that's quick enough to keep up with them. There's plenty of people in the world like that, and somebody's going to wake up very soon, or we can persuade them, or at least open them up to the idea. All we need is to follow these planes and land with them if possible, and take a sample of their fuel lines or something, or some vapor from the fuel cap where the fuel goes in, and just analyze the nozzles, take pictures from the Learjet of the nozzles of any markings that may be on them, and we just got to be. I mean, there's an Italian YouTube video of these guys, and they have their own jet, or they're pilots or something, and they're saying, they're joking, they're following this chemtrail jet, they're behind the spraying, literally it's just thrusting out megatons, and they were flying just above it, so maybe they weren't doused with too much aluminium oxide, barium, strontium, bacteria, polymers, by the way. Have you noticed commercial jets at all, Sean, doing that?
I'm sorry?
Have you noticed commercial jets now are also spraying chemtrails, like EasyJet and Thompson?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that they've gone in partnership with them to spray the same spray, the aerosol. Yes, that is apparently true. So they can spread more, they can cover more in one period of time. And I've also noticed how they line up the times that they do it very well. For instance, like school holidays or holidays in general, they tend to spray more because then people aren't so accepted because they realise that, you know, it's holiday time, more planes are going to be in the sky. They seem to time it very well.
And the kids are not in school either, so they're out running around breathing it all in too, yeah. I didn't notice if there was any chemtrail spraying during the wedding of the immortal Masonic gods of the royal family. Probably not. If you have any links or documents that you found on EasyJet and commercial airlines being in collusion, please get them to me. I'm organising a chemtrail rally on the 9th of July near Duxford, Cambridgeshire, on the 9th of July 2011. If you can't make it, people, please spread my videos around and spread the information. This is going to be a big rally. This is going to be the biggest in England, probably the only one so far in England. So please get the information out there.